I love Antarctica. I love the challenge of getting people to difficult places, like the fact the weather's so wild and extreme, and if you're careful you can find your way out of it, find nice spots, find sunshine and calm. The Antarctic is addictive, and the landscapes, the wildlife, there's like nowhere else on Earth.
Yeah, I keep coming back to Antarctica. It's somewhere that's almost infectious in its nature. You can't, once you've been to Antarctica, it doesn't matter whether you've been 2, 3 or 4 times, you always want to keep coming back.
Every trip is a little bit different. There might be 1 or 2 very special things, so it always keeps us guessing until that thing happens and keeps us coming back.
This is paradise, I think. One of the great wildlife spectacles you could ever hope to see.
I have a special love for South Georgia, like we all do, and that's why we keep coming here. And it's everything. It's the sounds, the smell, a bit of everything that makes for it.
And we've got a whole team of photographers on board that help out the guests and help them to take their photography up a notch from whatever level they're at. It's pretty awesome.
Welcome aboard the National Geographic Orion on her inaugural season in the Antarctic Peninsula. We're setting off on the ultimate Antarctic voyage, taking in the Antarctic Peninsula, South Georgia and the Falkland Islands on this great loop through the Southern Ocean.
This is also the centennial of Shackleton's epic voyage. The amazing thing about the Antarctic, South Georgia, is that really it hasn't changed that much at all in the 100 years since Shackleton was here.
Got this wonderful ship, a flexible itinerary, a great team, and we're going to see the absolute best that the region has to offer.
Congratulations, you've chosen a really remarkable expedition, and we have a great adventure ahead of us. But welcome aboard the National Geographic Orion. This is the new flagship of the National Geographic Niblad fleet, the newest edition, and this is our inaugural season in the Antarctic.
I'm really excited. We're moving, pulling away. We're going to Antarctica, South Georgia and Falkland Islands. I'm really excited about this because it's not developed, and that's the most exciting part to me, to see the natural part of nature that hasn't been messed up yet.
It's fantastic. I think you can have too much of cities, and it's nice to be put in your place and actually see the power of nature. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Special treat.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Antarctica. So the penguins are here to meet us, and it's a very interesting sight, great spot to see the first penguins. The penguins have been pooping a bit, and it's rained, so be ready for your first dose of guano.
It's really important when you're amongst these big rookeries of penguins to stay a fair distance away, about 15 feet or 5 meters away. Of course, the penguins don't know that rule, so they generally come up towards you anyway.
Gives a certain amount of space to the penguins. The penguins have the right of way.
Today we're seeing lots of different behaviours. We've got a lot of very young chicks here, and we're really lucky to be seeing some great feeding behaviours.
It's incredible. I mean, they pester that parent. They pester the parent until the parent actually throws up, and then they eat, and it's amazing.
We also see a lot of pebble behavior, as it can be known. Pebbles are very important for the nest, and so you'll see them running over and maybe grabbing a pebble from their neighbor when they're not looking and bringing it back to their own nest. It's quite funny to watch.
It's exhilarating. It's great. It's so great to be outside. The air is great. Love it. Fabulous.
It's my birthday and I landed in Antarctica. It's the first time I'm seeing penguins all over Antarctica.
Any day that you can see a penguin is a beautiful day. This is awesome.
I just can't believe I'm here. It's just amazing. I've been standing here for about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, and they've come right up to me. They're not in the least bit bothered. I just think it's just amazing.
This is awesome. Just a little bit of drizzle, the seals at the end, the penguins running around. Life is good.
Can't ask for more. It's beautiful.
That's cool.
The captain's welcome aboard cocktail party is empty because everybody's out there looking at an iceberg. Feels good, doesn't it? Feels good to be here. Expedition captains are expected to do quite unreasonable things with their ships, like, oh, Captain, could you go into this really shallow area where we'd like to make a landing and anchor the ship, or could you go into this big field of ice, which looks a bit challenging. So it takes a special kind of person to choose to be the captain of an expedition ship. It's my pleasure to introduce the Master of the National Geographic Orion, Captain James Ricketts.
And good evening everybody, and welcome on board the National Geographic Orion. It's a small ship with a very large name. And it is my pleasure to welcome you on board. This is our maiden Antarctic season, so this is the first year that the NG Orion has been operating in this area, and we're all very excited to be here. And of course it's the centenary of the Shackleton expedition as well. And wish you all a fantastic and enjoyable expedition on board the National Geographic Orion. Cheers! Cheers!
Okay, so this is Cooverville Island, which is in an area called the Arara Channel. And this is one of the largest Gentoo nesting colonies on the peninsula. So our guests are ashore today visiting with the Gentoos. It's a beautiful, quiet morning. It's very warm out today. There's not a breath of wind. And slowly the visibility is improving for us. And we're getting to see the tops of all these mountain peaks.
I loved it when the fog raised. It's been a great day. Well, I think that if the fog had lifted, I would feel as though I was completely in a mountainous area all the way around. It was absolutely spectacular.
One of the great features about Cooverville is there's a number of Gentoo colonies. They're up quite high on the hillside, and the penguins have to come and go in what we call penguin highways. And it's kind of delightful for our guests to sit down near the shore, and we can watch penguins. They're waddling by, they're walking by. The penguins are very, very busy going back and forth between their nest and the sea, where they can go get food, and then they have to bring some food back to the chicks.
So lots of babies being fed. I love to see them. I mean, their whole head goes in there in the beak. It's lovely.
Skuas like to patrol the penguin colonies because that's where dinner is.
They're molting like crazy, which I understand in a week they'll be completely molted and then they can go eat again.
There's so much krill in the water, everybody's eating krill. There's a leopard seal in the water, and there's a minke whale over here, and I think there's that leopard seal's chasing the penguins right there. There's got to be a huge ball of krill. That's why the minke whale's here. That's why the leopard seal's here, and that's why these birds are here. There's obviously a huge, huge ball of krill.
He looks evil. Is this the leopard?
This is a leopard seal, but we'll see if maybe we can get him to come over and at least give us a little look.
Leopard seal.
Leopard seal, yep.
Can we go through it?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
We are at Nico Harbour. This is one of the fjords off the Gerlach Strait. We're on the Antarctic continent here. Yeah, this is actually the genuine Antarctic continent.
Thank you.
We're having a great time on the continent of Antarctica.
The seventh continent.
This is the white continent.
The frozen continent. So why the hell did we come here, continent? Oh, we're in the bottom of the world on the high peak.
We're at the top of the bottom of the world.
There you go.
We are on land.
We actually made the continent.
We made the continent.
Not an island. We actually made the continent. And today was the day that we made it to the summit and slid down the hill as well, which was really fun.
Awesome.
We're going to slide on our butt and we slow down with chicken wings. There's a vertical drop. Go down this way, there's a vertical drop, and then half the people die.
You can do it. Just go down slowly.
I'm going down slowly. There.
That's it. You're in control.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm from Taiwan, but I live in California with my husband. Yeah, I've never been on the snow. And it's been fun. A little bit scary though. Come here.
Frank! Good control. She said she was doing it, and we said if you're going to do it, we'll do it. And somehow, then she got behind us. And we're not sure she's going to do it.
To keep you warm, we are serving hot chocolate with Baileys and marshmallow.
Yay! Oh, let's just forget
That's as good as a giraffe. To the giraffes. Yeah, to the giraffes. There we go.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, look how well they played.
All right, stand up at the back and wave.
My camera here.
Just like back home in Canada, real winter. A little soggy, but still having fun.
Yes, we're here enjoying the early penguins. It's a beautiful day in Antarctica. Nothing could be better. Go, expeditioners.
Like blizzard. Strong winds and sleet blowing.
and very wet. I feel just like Shackleton, and I've been imagining pulling my sled up this hill like they did. And they don't care at all. I don't know how they survive.
Spectacular, awesome, huge, lovely. I'm speechless.
Died and went to heaven.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, we got lucky. The weather broke and we got some beautiful conditions now. Beautiful light, no wind. Oh, I'm trying to capture this incredible reflection and these interesting pieces of ice in the foreground. You know, you just got beautiful light up on the mountains up there. So just got a chance to just really capture the whole Antarctic scene in one picture here. So I love getting this low perspective, kind of, you know, getting a little bit of unusual angle. And look at that. We got a seal on the ice right there. That's a water seal, isn't it?
Yes, everything. Look at the long
flippers, right? Long flippers.
Very long flippers.
I think anybody that comes on a trip like this, you know, it's a pretty special trip. It's a pretty unique trip in their lifetime, and so they want to, you know, bring back the best pictures they can, just as a record of the trip to share with their family and friends, or maybe they're pretty serious photographers and they want to really kind of come back with some, you know, professional quality images. So it's just a fabulous way to experience Antarctica.
Welcome to Port La Croix. We are on the island of Goudier, where we have the Bransfield House, which used to be a scientific station in use between 1944 and 1962. And in 1962 it closed and it was abandoned for about 30 years and restored in 96. And since then it's been a museum, so people can actually see what it was like to live down here in Antarctica in the 1950s. So it's pretty much a walk through history. We are surrounded by the Gentoo penguins. They moved in after the station was closed in the mid-1980s, and they seem to be doing very well around here. They can be a little smelly and a little loud, but it's a bit like living on a farm. After a while you don't notice them at all. So they're quite good neighbours actually, they're quite fun to watch. Well, it's better than TV, you don't need to turn it on, you just watch. Well, just look out the window or step outside and enjoy it, so it's better than TV, definitely.
So it's interesting that they've abandoned all this stuff, but they have made it available for us to come up and see and appreciate what life was like down here at the Antarctic. back in the early part of the 1900s.
Nowadays there's 5 of us working here, and we work for the Antarctic Heritage Trust, and we're in charge of the basic maintenance of the building, and also welcoming people to the museum and to the shop and post office. So we also operate the southernmost public post office in the world.
Well, whoever got a postcard from Antarctica, you know, and I can't believe I'm here, and they're not going to believe they got mail from here.
And the younger bells to men today.
Today we have a new adventure, nipping through a tiny little channel which this ship hasn't been through before and for which we don't have good sounding. So we're here just to take a little scout. And if we see anything that looks like trouble, the ship will double back.
No, I don't think it was planned, but I like spontaneous Zodiac cruising. We're having a wonderful view with the sunshine, looking at these wonderful glaciers, and I'm having a ball.
These things are happening without real willpower. It's just natural. It's how they've adapted in this environment to be as excellent hunters as they are.
And I'm weighing the possibilities of surviving an Arctic plunge. I'm not sure that I can survive it, but if I get brave, I may try it.
This is a long voyage. We have several distinct areas we're going to visit: the Antarctic Peninsula, South Georgia, the Falklands, and between all of those is a long sea leg, and people think that might be boring, but in fact the days at sea are a chance to learn about the areas we're visiting. There are lectures and presentations on board, but also to be on deck and see the albatross, see the icebergs going by, watch the officers on the bridge as they navigate the ship.
So on the National Geographic Orion, it's our pleasure to have a fully open bridge. This allows us to interact with the guests, allows me to interact with the guests, and allows us to get immediate feedback. Really helps motivate us to push as hard as we can to deliver an incredible experience. And for me as a navigator, being here on board the National Geographic Orion is a wonderful privilege. We're a small ship, we're highly maneuverable. It means that we can get up close and personal to the marine mammals that we see down here, the whales.
Oh, there he is. Whales. We're seeing whales. We're seeing lunge-feeding humpback whales. Right here in the Gerlache Strait, there's the krill that they're feeding on is very close to the surface. So they're only going down for maybe 10 seconds, and then coming up with their mouths wide open, lunging with big mouthfuls of water and food.
Well, he's just doing it. Oh my God, that's huge.
Oh, there's a whale right beside you, Brian, right behind you.
The vessel is very strong. She's classed 1A, which is the highest category of ice strengthening available to ships before you start getting into the icebreaker classes.
It's everywhere, and understanding the ice and seeing how it's shaped this whole continent and how it affects everything here in the weather of the region is what brings me back to Antarctica time after time, the ice.
It's a constant journey through the unexpected. Every day when you wake up, you literally don't know what you're going to see. And the great thing about working on an expedition ship is that there is no plan, there is no schedule, and there's nothing set in concrete to such an extent that we can't divert the ship to go and look at an amazing group of whales, or if the ice conditions change, there's nothing that prevents us from taking advantage of that and pushing south further into the ice. And indeed this voyage we were very fortunate. We managed to push very far into the Weddell, being the first ship this season to actually get to Devil Island.
So today we've rounded the tip of the Antarctic Peninsula and we've made ourselves into the Weddell Sea. We're here. We're on the east side. It's very, very different here. We've got massive icebergs around us. Ice is surrounding us. It's sunny. There's no wind. I would name this Heaven Island, except it's already named Devil Island, so we're gonna have to go with that. We've got ice covering the beach, and we're on Devil Island. It's this incredible island with twin horns and something like 10,000 Adelie penguins. So there's a massive colony here. So Adelies are kind of your classic little penguin. They look like they're wearing a tuxedo. You've got pure black and white with a little just white eye ring. And even though they're the smallest of the three brushtails, they're aggressive, feisty, and fun. There's just chicks everywhere. They're really big. They're reaching the stage where they're all crushing, where the parents are out. They're all hanging out like a little gang of teenagers. They're beginning to molt, so you're getting quite a few entrants into the ugly chick competition. Adults are bringing food, feeding's going on.
I think the best thing was when the mother pecks at the chick and then runs away and the chick chases after them. I guess Mike said that's just to develop leg strength and to get some exercise, work off some of the fat bellies.
Oh, the Adelies are fabulous. They're just in molting at the moment, so they're giving us plenty of fun, chasing one another around, still building nests, etc. So that's always good fun.
Pretty special. You really know you're in Antarctica when you're looking at these.
So on day one you asked me how does it feel to leave civilization, and on this trip I think we've come to a far better civilization.
Well, we just climbed this high peak. It's supposed to be about 200 metres up. It gives us a breathtaking view over the penguin colony and all the big bay with the ice glaciers behind us.
Great view.
The tranquility, the blues, the nice snow, pristine conditions, the general ambience.
Oh no, they've done it again.
Good afternoon. We have some hot chocolate with Tia Maria for you.
Thank you.
Maria, huh?
It's
It's not very hospitable at all. It's in the South Shetlands, and it's in a really bad weather belt. Normally rough seas all the time, overcast, and quite unpleasant weather really. Probably even worse than being in the Antarctic most of the time.
We are right now at Elephant Island, where Uncle Hubert, as you will, and 21 others camped for 4 months.
It was occupied in the 1916 by the party from Endurance, where it was after it was crushed.
I'm Janice Howard. I am the great niece of Hubert Hudson, who was a navigator on Shackleton's expedition down to Antarctica in 1914. I never knew this man, but it was just an incredible sense of pride for what he accomplished coming here, and I was really touched to have come back here. I thought how cool it would be if I was to retrace my great uncle's footsteps on the 100th anniversary of when he came down to Antarctica. We were just fortunate to take Zodiac so we could navigate around the point and see it from all different angles.
The point itself has virtually now got no beach at all. How they actually stayed on there is quite beyond me.
It's the last place on Earth that you'd want to live. It's no man's land. Nothing lives here except for marine animals.
Generally the islands mean that there's some upwelling of the currents all along the coast, and that brings nutrients to the surface which feed the krill, and then you get the whales. As today we saw this wonderful display of fin whales all along the coast here as we were coming away. As far as the eye could see, we could see great big blows from fin whales against the low sun angle. It's quite spectacular actually. I've never seen so many fin whales anywhere before.
And then we'll continue on to South Georgia, where we'll experience the sub-Antarctic islands and this amazing abundance of wildlife in what would seem to be an inhospitable place. Beaches packed with king penguins, elephant seals, fur seals, in a really remarkable setting.
And just the amount of penguins in their little groups and their inquisitive nature.
Welcome to Gold Harbour. Favorite? I enjoyed the large penguins here. They're Their manners are interesting, and they seem like they're very curious, and it's interesting the way they approach you. So, like, yeah, they're unlike the other penguins we've seen so far. It's partly because of their size.
You know, a place like South Georgia has had humans affecting it in bad ways in the past, and I think that change has come. The whales are coming back, the penguins are coming back, the non-native species are being eradicated, and this place is returning somewhat to what it used to be like.
I love the fossils. It's one of my please, I want to see a seal. I'd like to see a seal, so I've got to store them up now. Take them home with me, and then I've got a whole lot. Every time I say I want to see a seal, oh, I'm ready.
There is a lot of life in South Georgia, but the most unique, smallest species is the orange penguin. That's us.
I love it. But what a climb this is, coming through this grass. I'm seeing little eyes staring at me.
So macaronis choose pretty steep slopes covering tussock grass to hide and build their nests. So unlike the rest of the penguins we have been seeing, it's pretty hard to spot the colony. They're fairly noisy, as you can hear, but it's very difficult to get to see them. We are seeing them feeding pretty large chicks among the tussock grass. There's a lot of activity. Typically when they're greeting, one of them is coming to the nest or is claiming its territory. They do the static display and they yell into the air and they open their wings and call at each other. And that usually elicits the response from somebody else, and then it's like the Mexican wave. The whole colony goes and calls, and up and down the slope they go.
The wellness program on National Geographic Orion is really based around what we're doing as a whole on the ship. We're having a little stretch in the lounge first thing, just grounding down, being thankful for where we are, what we're doing, the amazing places that we are seeing. You want to be able to hike. You need to have openness through your hips, through your knees, for your back to be able to hold you up. This morning we have traversed the moraine of this big glacier. We've waded through the streams, done some scrambling on rocks. So you want to be fit and healthy to be able to take part in all this.
Boy, that was a tough walk, wasn't it,
Well, I think it was good to get out and stretch the legs a bit. It was rocky, but it wasn't all that arduous.
That's where they like to nest. I'm pretty sure it's not like that. That's a light metal suit. Now we're getting right overhead. There's one. So this is probably a pair, and they're just flying together. This might be it. Oh, it's a wash. Oh, there we go. Oh.
Two birds getting together on a rock.
Here's an Amstel seal.
We think they're a mating pair. And we've been joking that the husband's been calling the wife and she finally came home. No, it's the other way around. The wife was calling the husband. Anyway, it's just nice little anthropomorphizing.
Okay, so now there's going to be a whole thing about where you've been, haven't seen you in ages, where were you last night?
Who were you
wearing the same clothes you left? Yeah, that's not my perfume I smell. Now it's like, oh wait, okay, yes, I remember you. Now they're going to kiss him like that.
South Georgia is the combination of this incredible alpine landscape, but at the foot of those mountains are black sand beaches with hundreds of thousands of king penguins sitting on them.
We came ashore this morning pre-sunrise. I think it was about 4 o'clock when we started. Clear skies, the moon was up, it was dark. Of course the penguins were awake.
Worth getting up at 4 for. It is awesome. There's so many things to see. The penguins and the seals and the birds, the reflections in the water. It's just been amazing. And the changing light of the sunrise, absolutely beautiful.
Circle of life.
Circle of life, yeah, that's a perfect picture of that circle of life. But you see young, you see dad, you see mom and dad, you see and predators are all among this circle.
First got ashore and there was unfortunately a little penguin being had for breakfast. The giant petrels were ripping up a penguin and enjoying breakfast, and then it was just a constant parade of penguins. We weaved our way down the beach. So we've got huge mountains covered in snow, glaciers tumbling down to the sea, fur seals, elephant seals, but we've got 150,000 pairs of king penguins.
Brian, have you been up to the river? It's unbelievable. There are millions, well, probably not millions, but there's so many birds. The glacial water's coming down. I think the real estate must be cheaper on the lower levels. The upper levels is a bit more space, but you'll be blown away.
150,000 pairs estimated is just amazing. Yeah, and you see the fields of penguin cover.
Yes, it's like a field of grass, except instead of blades of grass, it's penguins.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Awesome.
My first feelings about this place were pretty much, oh my god, there's really that many. You hear numbers, you're told about things, and then you come ashore and it's just unbelievable how many penguins there are. The noise, the action, the activity, it's incredible. And then just the king penguins and how active they are, how expressive they are. how many different postures they have, and how curious. You sit down and they come up to you to check you out. It's as good as it gets.
I've been around a bit and I've seen a lot of other wildlife. The big animals in Africa and tigers in India, but this is equal with it. Maybe even a little bit better. Pleased to see all the environmental things are here, and I think the future's good down here.
Nothing like cruising an ice cliff with a drink in hand. Good afternoon. We have some Key Royale for you to drink.
We're roughing it.
The camera detected the polar bear as a face.
Wonderful. That's what we're here for. I loved it, loved it.
Did anybody get that on video?
Now we want the big wave.
To the captain.
Santiago. For his prudence.
Cheers. Love it.
Yeah, without further ado, so that we can enjoy this beautiful sunny afternoon here in Grytviken, I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on the fact that we've reached the end of a voyage we've been following since we left the ice of the Weddell Sea. If you remember that beautiful night in the ice, getting a taste of what the Endurance experienced. And then, of course, we continued to Elephant Island, King Haakon Bay.
Well, we've followed Shackleton's route from Elephant Island to the west coast of South Georgia, King Haakon Bay. They started out from Peggotty Bluff, where they'd set up the boat James Caird upside down and left the three companions there. Then they took off over up the glacier at the back of the King Haakon Bay over the mountains. The walk was conducted over to the glacier, which turned out to be much slipperier than expected and far further back than it was in those days.
So, I mean, as you go higher, it's just gets icier and icier and steeper, and he's going to see crevasses and, you know, stuff that normally in today's world you have ice axes and ropes and everything else to cross safely.
I think we're a bit more rested today when we started than what Shackleton and his crew were after 16 days on the boat and the months before that getting to Elephant Island. So I think we got it pretty cozy.
We are going 300 meters high, and we are actually at 100, so 1/3 of it. Do you feel alone?
Yeah, go.
There's a lake halfway, and they didn't know that there was a lake. They came down and it was covered in snow, and they walked across it with a nice flat going for them after a steep rise. And on the lake, the Worsley, I think it was, fell through, and they managed to rescue him. And then they very tentatively crossed the rest of the lake, taking it very cautiously in case they fell in again.
They get to Fortuna glacier where we could see it before, and they hear a whistle. Remain motionless, waiting. You may imagine how hard those 30 minutes must have been. Something like
Right on cue.
What timing?
What timing?
But they knew that the Stromness was open. Stromness was the main repair base for the whaling stations on the coast here. They could see the whaling station just in the distance, about 1.5 kilometres away from here. So they were ready to, I assume their minds were full of hot baths and clean clothing and haircuts and all sorts of things like that, and really decent feed. Well, this afternoon actually we will probably go around to Grytviken, just over the hill from here, and at Grytviken is Shackleton's Cross at King Edward Point, and across the bay on the other side in the Whalers Cemetery is he was buried there, and his grave. We'll doubtless all go and visit the grave this afternoon and drink a toast to Shackleton.
So he made it here. Perhaps he felt like he was coming home, and it's very fitting that he is buried here in Grytviken amongst the whalers who he had so much respect for. So we'd like to raise a glass, and I've got a quote which I think is quite fitting at this time, and I think many of you will know it already, and it reads, "For scientific discovery, give me Scott. For speed and efficiency of travel, give me Amundsen. But when disaster strikes and all hope is gone, get down on your knees and pray for Shackleton." Here's a glass to the boss. Cheers. Great, thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice afternoon here.
Thank you.
Enjoy these guys, don't waste your time asking questions. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to be this close to a wandering albatross on its nest. And we're only going to be here for 20 minutes or so.
They're the largest wingspan of a flying bird, but they're not the heaviest. Swans are large swans are heavier.
Yeah.
Well, we're in Stanley in the Falkland Islands, quaint little town, which is very easy to navigate for tourists, very historical, a lot of interesting history, a lot of places to visit, and most importantly, visiting the new Heritage Centre where we are at the moment, because this has inside it everything you need to know and love about Stanley. So we showed you the old wrecks of Lady Elizabeth, then up round the back of the harbour, making sure that we did a stop at the peat bank, because people are fascinated with peat and what all that means. Then we came along to the whale bones, where we've got various whale bones in the yard there, and of course George the reindeer. And then down to the memorials, the new memorial, which is the Battle of the Falklands 1914, which we just commemorated the centenary. And then we move back to the Liberation Monument for 1982. The interesting thing about the Falkland Islands is when we look at the census, there's actually over 50 nationalities here. People think that we're just British, but that is not true. Islanders have been here for now up to 10th generation, so they're an island people in their own right, but they welcome in others from other places and add that to the unique culture of the islands.
Everybody makes it to the pub at some point, don't we?
Well, it's the best beer that's brewed in London, made by the Fuller's Brewery out of London. Here we are in the Falklands drinking it. Impossible.
Anyway, we're coming here very, very thirsty after 5-6 weeks trips to resupply the bases in Antarctica, and there's probably some relatively bad behaviour. Yeah, I'm not proud. I'm not proud that but it's in the past now.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Everybody! Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Has relieved the life of sea. Every one of us. All we need. All we need. Skies of blue. Skies of blue. See the green. In a yellow submarine. Submarine. Everybody. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yeah.
Tim Linnea.
Go ahead, Linnea.
I think we have all the guests now and we'll wrap things up here.
Okay, so just one more Zodiac to shore and we're done?
One more and then one for the gear, that would be great.
Okay, roger that. One more Zodiac.
Thank you very much. So we're here at West Point Island. We just had this beautiful morning landing. The sun is shining and we had tea time in the house here. She made, I think, 14 different types of cookies. It was really very nice.
And she had this fantastic spread of goodies. Was pouring tea and coffee. And was very cheerful. She was
You would want to live here on a day like today. Today. It was
live here
beautiful.
today.
Today was a beautiful.
What a great day to be ending on, if we have to end.
Yes.
A beautiful day. It reminds me of the west of Ireland, with penguins and without sheep. We saw old rockhoppers, new rockhoppers. Somebody told us these were all young rockhoppers, although some of them look older.
Some of them not so young.
Not so young to me. Whereas the only time I've ever seen rockhoppers is in an aquarium, and so it's nice to see penguins out in the wild.
To the baby. Look at that. What do you know?
It's Valentine's Day, and he's definitely wooing her. He's caressing her, and she's liking it. He's kissing her and nibbling on her. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
about seeing nature and appreciating the beauty of it and wanting to try and preserve it for our children and future generations. So that's really come home to me as a message.
I think for people to visit a place like this, they're really going to come to love it, and they're going to want to protect it.
It's important to know that there's still wilderness. We live in a part of the world where there's little wilderness, and it's important that there still is.
We have to be careful.
We have to be careful about it.
It means quite a lot to me. I'm big into conservation, so the whales, the old ethos of what people are trying to do here means a great deal to me, and I support it fully. I think the important thing is not to take too much away apart from memories and film.
It's important. I was struck by everybody down here saying and recognizing the fact of global weather change. Everybody here says things have changed. In my lifetime, things have changed. In the past 10 years, things have changed. And it's been dramatic for the folks who are here. And I thought that's very powerful information.
The whole thing's just blown me away, totally blown me away. I never really expected to see such wonderful wildlife, and we're sort of waiting to see it, and here it is. It's fantastic.
And I think we're going to find it hard trying to tell people back at home what it's like, showing photos and telling people about it. They're going to have to come and see it for themselves.
It's a much more vibrant ecosystem than I really expected. I expected it to be kind of a dead part of the world, but it's teeming with life, just not what we're normally used to.
If you don't like penguins, don't take this trip.
It's very special. It's probably the best holiday I've been on.
Oh my goodness. Scoot clock. We're not perfect.
Don't mess with old ladies.
Come on. So I got a request for a giraffe, a hippo, an elephant, and you're on polar bear duty. All right.
Yeah, no, I was.
Oh,
It's okay, you can get a new one. That's mine.
Have another. Have another. I can't see
Oh,
your
yeah.
wig.
Serious? Scottish toast up your geeky with a wee wire
Can you imitate the call of the Devil Island flightless rail? Beaches in Los Angeles are sandy and beautiful. It's sunny, and we got lots of chicks out sunbathing. So there, they're bikini and silicone, and here they're fluff, feather, and penguin. So, do anything on my face?
Wait. We have the king penguins. Great. That's great.
That's
I'm leaving. I'm not into this group stuff. Bye, guys.
But we haven't left civilization because you guys are going to look after us for the next 20 days. You're going to feed us, provide nice wine, take us around and visit the scenery, and so we're still in civilization.
Here we go. Yes, so that's right.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Videotaping the videographer. I can play this game too. Your camera's bigger than my camera.
It's already beyond my expectations, so it can only get better from here, I guess. No, it can't get any better. I mean, I don't know.
I am doing it because I'm at the top of the bottom of the world.
You see the new seal? He's over there.
She's already asked to take him home twice.